Let's do that. So let me welcome you again. I'm Dr. Roz, for those of you that don't know who I am, and I am so privileged to be a Emerald Director here at Wakana. I'm also privileged to have experienced what I'm about to talk about. So we want to welcome you. If you're here for the very first time, we really welcome you. If you've never seen this, buckle your seatbelt up, because I believe that you're going to be amazed at what you're about to encounter. This is all about Flat Belly Lifestyle 2.0. It is our revolutionary approach to weight and health management. And if you're like me, you've been exposed to some of those things before. Some worked, some didn't work, some temporarily worked, all right? But this is based on spiritual principles, scientific evidence, and validation. Now, let me say that because that's powerful, because a lot of times, how many of you have seen stuff you see on television and there's some movie star, there's some actor that's saying, use this product? Well, come on, they're getting paid. So that does not validate something to me. Only when they're real people does it have any real true meaning in my eyesight. Let me tell you a little bit about our company. We started our company, Wakana for Life, in 2019. So we're just over 3.5 years old. Our headquarters is in Chicago, Illinois. It was founded by 4 African-American women. And we're so proud to say that we right now have more than 23,000 customers. That's the reason that's important, is because we're a customer-based company. We take pride in our customers, and we're so blessed to have exceeded over $8 million in sales in just that length of time during a pandemic. And we employ over 20 people. We also take a lot of pride in the fact that we reinvest 1% of our gross profit into the community. And we launched this program that you're about to entertain, Flat Belly Lifestyle, just in 2021. Even when you check us out on Google, we've got a 5-star rating. We're happy about that. And all of our products have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, here's what we believe. We believe that true well-being is only found by connecting. You know how our great-grandmothers did back in the day, to the garden. I had a grandmother who, every time you went to her house, she had things like, some of y'all won't know nothing about this, cha-cha. They pickled things. They put things in cans and jars. She'd go in the backyard and get her greens and cook those greens. Peas. You had to come in there and purple hull peas, and you had to, do all that extra work that most of us don't want to do these days. So what do? We forget the garden. We go into the can. But let's look at what the Word of God says. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 29, it says, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit and seed in it, they will be yours for food. That's from the NIV, the New International Version. At Wakana, we have been very particular in being invested in not just one particular industry, because the global wellness industry as a whole yields about $3.4 trillion annually. So we specialize in various different sectors, like skincare. That's a $190 billion industry. Hair care, an $87 billion industry. Those are with the B, ladies and gentlemen. The herbal botanicals, $150 billion industry, as well as the CBD and Delta 8 industry, a $7 billion industry. But tonight, we're going to talk about this $288 billion weight loss industry. We're going to challenge you. We're going to challenge you to take a pledge, because research shows that a lot of chronic diseases can be avoided just by eating according to your blood type and focusing on more plant-based meals. Let me stop for a minute and ask you, do you know your blood type? If you do, go in the chat right now and put in what your blood type is, if you know it. Now, if you don't know your blood type, say DK. That stands for don't know. Put DK, don't know, if you don't know your blood type. But if you do know it, go right there in the chat and tell us what your blood type is. Because would you pledge possibly to go plant-based for your blood type if it meant living a healthier and more fulfilling life, if it meant changing your life, if it meant causing you to avoid pains and swellings and chronic diseases. See, a lot of times there are things that are going on in our body and we have no clue why they're happening. So just think about what maybe is your goal. Is your goal to go plant-based? Is your goal to lose some weight? Is your goal to get in shape? What about help your family? Maybe you have some loved ones who are having some chronic diseases or having some problems with blood pressure or diabetes or some heart conditions. Or maybe you're one of those persons that you know someone or yourself, maybe you're just so stressed out with what's going on with this pandemic and you need to improve your mental health. Or maybe you've lost a loved one, and because of the result of losing that loved one, now you're dealing with some stress that you weren't dealing with before. Or maybe you were diagnosed with something, a chronic disease, that you have had to make that disease your new norm because of what you're having to battle with. Well, in just the next few minutes, we're hoping to make sure that you're going to learn about the science behind what we call the bioscan. We're going to help you learn about eating for your blood type. We're going to even share with you the root cause of disease. We're going to also give you some solutions to help you live your best life. And then we're going to share with you a few stories. We've got people on the line that may give their testimonies, real people with real results. Because all of us know the statistics. I mean, you've heard it. Top causes of death: heart disease, silent killer, cancer. Almost every person has somebody in their sphere, in their environment, in their world, who has either gone through or is battling with or lost their battle to cancer. This is October and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we have so many months now because of so many different types of cancer. And then we all experienced it for the last couple of years, COVID. It changed our lives. It changed the way we do things. But do you not know that there are other causes of death, and one of those is misdiagnosis? See, it's time for a change. And unfortunately, even in our community, African Americans are disproportionately impacted by almost every chronic and fatal disease. And when we talk about preventative medicine, certain technological advances have not even been made aware to so many of us in our community. So we got to start by learning what? Your blood type. I hope by now you've put it in there. If you haven't, if you just jumped on, I want you to put in your blood type. If you do not know your blood type, put DK, don't know. Do you know it? Are you curious about what's happening inside your body? See, there are some foods that we've just learned about because I didn't have this information. I wasn't privy to this information. And so as I began to understand it, it's like, what? Are you serious? I mean, like if I came to you with an orange, how many of you like oranges? And I say, this is an orange from Florida or an orange from California or whoever makes the best oranges. And I say, this orange is so sweet and so juicy. You want to taste? But let me tell you this before I give it to you, it's toxic to you. What? It's toxic to me. Now, anybody in their right mind would say, if you tell me this is toxic to me, I'm not going to just eat it. That's like saying, eat some poison. If you know it's poison, do you really eat it? So here's just a sample of some of the hundreds of items that you might need to avoid for your blood type. I mean, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but if you're type A, you need to avoid most animal meat and bananas. I mean, you really need to be a vegetarian. Don't hate the messenger. If you're type B, you need to avoid avocados, black beans, chicken, and shrimp. Now, this is just a few items. If you're an AB, you share the traits of A and B. Oh, my goodness. And if you're type O, you need to avoid avocados, dairy, most grains, and white wine. I'm a type O. What's your blood type? Is any of this just blowing you away just because you're looking at it? Well, guess what? There is a solution. And so one of the things that we're really excited about is this thing called biotechnology. Yes, we have collaborated with a gentleman that you're going to see a little bit later on this evening, Dr. Eric Prince, who's a naturopath. And let me tell you something, this man is amazing. And he brought to us this technology that's rooted in the word biology. It's all about quantum physics. It's about just being able to sit there in just a few minutes, in 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, and know what's going on in the cellular area of your body. Now, based on what state you're in, there may be somebody in your city who's able to share this information with you. But it goes all the way back to Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein said years ago that the future of medicine is energy medicine. He said it's going to be the medicine of frequencies, not about just giving you a pill or taking a capsule, but it's going to be about learning about your frequency. See, do you remember? Maybe you didn't learn it, but you heard it. Your teacher told you something about cells and neurons and protons. And they told you that those cells in your body grow, they split, they regenerate and die. They grow, they split, they regenerate and die. And that's a cycle that takes place over and over and over again. And all of us have trillions of cells that are doing that daily. Trillions of cells that are doing that by the minute. Some cells are doing it by the second. But during that cell division and that renewal, the body sends out electronic wave signals. That's that energy. How many of you have been in a room with somebody, you walked in and you felt something's wrong with that person? Because it was just their energy that came from them that was negative, or somebody that had positive energy, the same thing. You wanted to be around that person. Well, all of our cells send out that energy. But unfortunately, over time, it's called entropy. Our cells get out of order. And so these signals let us know whether we're healthy or whether we're unhealthy. And that's what this technology allows us to find out. Because I don't know about you, I don't want to wait until the crisis. I'm just saying. See, to me, I tell people this on a day-to-day basis. I'm tired of people going to the doctor and the doctor says, hey, you got stage 4 cancer. Excuse me, what happened to stage 1? What happened to stage 2? And unfortunately, our healthcare system, which, as I've heard Dr. Prince say, it shouldn't be called healthcare, it should be called critical care, because we're only finding out things when it's critical. And medical devices are only designed to detect the disease at the crisis level. I want to know way before the crisis. So this particular, I'll call it a contraption, this equipment was invented by medical and computer experts. It is 85 to 95% accurate, and it only takes 2 minutes to produce the results. People are amazed because Eastern medicine is different from our Western medicine. They're more concerned about imbalance than they are about signs and symptoms. So hopefully in your city, in your state, there's someone, ask the person who invited you to this presentation, are you able to give me the bioscan? Let them know that you want to get this bioscan. Why? Because it will show you in less than 2 minutes what's going on. Where's the plaque buildup? Where's the mucus? Where are the toxins in your cardiovascular system and in your cerebral vascular system? That's your heart and your brain, okay? It'll let you know where you are in the level of disease progression. Is it normal? Is it mildly abnormal? Out of balance? Is it moderately abnormal and out of balance, or is it severely abnormal? And see, guess what? Just because it's out of balance doesn't mean disease. It just means you're going in the wrong direction. You can't go to California going east. You got to turn around. And the one thing that I get excited about every time I do a bioscan, I say it over and over and over again, it's reversible. It's reversible. Regardless of what it is reversible. And that's the beauty of this entire presentation. No matter what you see, no matter what you're going through, guess what? It's reversible. And so when you see what's going on in your arteries, you want to make sure you find out now. You want to find out because guess what? All of us eat. What did you have to eat today? Did you have to eat something to eat today that may have caused plaque to build up? Well, okay, maybe you're eating well now. But let's talk about since you've been a teenager, because that's what the bioscan shows us, what's been going on in our body since we were teenagers. And over time, there is plaque buildup along the walls. And when it gets to build up so much like atherosclerosis, that's that, big old name, but it blocks that artery. And you know what happens then? That's called a heart attack. That's called a stroke, because the blood can't get through because it's blocked. And so now we have all these diseases that we can do something about. We don't have to have these blood clots. We need to get the plaque moved out of the way. And then our liver. This particular bioscan will show you within that 2 minutes time where you are as it relates to your liver. Because guess what, guys? The liver is so detrimental. I use the example all the time. When I do a bioscan, I ask every single person the same question. Do you have a car? Most of them say yes. I say, in every 3,000 miles, what do you have to do with your vehicle? They say, change the oil. I say, you change the oil and you also change what? Now, everybody doesn't know the answer to that one. Some know that you change the oil filter. Some of them have to help them a little bit and say it's oil filter. And I said, so what happens if you didn't change the oil filter, but you change the oil and you send clean oil through a dirty filter? Well, everybody has the same pretty much answer. You still have dirty oil, or you'd have a messed up engine, or you'd have problems. Right. Guess what? The function of the liver is to filter the blood. Everybody gets that. So if something's wrong with my liver, and in this chart, in this report card that you get from our bioscan, you can find out what's going on with your liver. As you can see in this particular example, right there in the bottom, it says liver fat content. This person's in the yellow. They've got a fatty liver, and it's sending and causing you to have dirty blood, and that's causing so many other problems. That becomes a no-brainer when you look at the liver. And it's causing us to move in stages of what? Liver disease. I know you thought that the only person that could get cirrhosis of the liver was an alcoholic. But no, there is a thing called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And it's potentially as fatal as a person that would drink a bottle of vodka a day. Oh my Lord. So that's why we got to clean up the liver, because the next stage of a fatty liver is fibrosis of the liver. And the harder that liver gets, the less it performs to do what I said, filter the blood. So we want to know what's going on with our heart, with our brain, with our liver. We want to know what's going on with our kidneys. Because as each of these areas of our body, each of these bodily organs are starting to not function as efficiently as they should, it's causing other problems in our body. And we can move towards kidney disease, but guess what? It's reversible. And see, this is really detrimental, because people are all, it's been estimated every 30 seconds, a leg is being amputated. And 85% of these amputations were the result of diabetes. Just drive down your street. Drive down your street and start today, tomorrow, and count from one red light to the next red light. How many fast food restaurants can you count on both sides of the street? Because you got a chicken shack on one side, a chicken shack on the other side, and you got a burger shack right next door to each other. And then further down the road, you're going to find what? A dialysis center. And this has been real strategic, because they know that what we're going to do in our own neighborhoods. And the kids are watching commercials. Listen, we've got to make a change. And then, listen, this blows me away, because when I think about my body, my pH, when I first did my first bioscan, my pH was just like this chart right here, in the red. That's serious. What does that mean? That means your body is more acidic than it is alkaline. And you're going to hear some more about that from our doctors in a little bit later. But this particular word, I shared this with somebody just yesterday, and it blew them away. Suicide. What is that? That's a word that our CEO came up with. Suicide. We are committing suicide. We're killing ourselves with our fork. As I said earlier, our neighborhoods loaded with fast food restaurants. Our children are bombarded. What do you want to eat? McDonald's, what do you want to eat? It's a chicken strips, what do you want to eat? Pizza. And corporations are making trillions of dollars on our pain. But let's talk about some serious stuff. Because I believe you're here because you're ready for a change. Either you're tired of hurting, or you're tired of going through something, or you're tired of taking all these medications that you're taking. Listen, we're going to share some things, and I'm going to let you hear from the doctor's mouth, because I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a wellness coach, certified wellness coach. My doctor's in theology and divinity. But I want you to put in the chat right now, what do you think? Now, this can't come from anybody that already knows. I'm talking to those that are guests. What do you think the root cause of disease is? I mean, there's several, but just tell me, what do you think are some of the root causes of disease? Put those in the chat. I'm gonna give you about 30 seconds, because a lot of times we don't know. We don't know what's causing. See, people go to the doctor and the doctor says, hey, you've got this. There's a sign, there's a symptom. I had a lady told me the other day, I did her bioscan and her liver was fatty. She said, oh yeah, I knew that. My doctor told me I had a fatty liver. I said, okay, well, what did they tell you to do? She said, get this, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it. That's what she said, the doctor said. We're gonna keep our eye on it. Watch it do what? Watch it progress, watch it degress, watch it become from fatty liver to fibrosis to cirrhosis. That's what we're gonna watch it. And so when I began to share with her what we could do about it to reverse it, she was amazed. So I hope by now you've put some things in the chat to talk about, what do you think the root cause? Well, let's talk about, there are several things that are root causes. One of them is the lack of oxygen. One of the primary causes of disease in the human body is the lack of cellular oxygen. And the bioscan will show you in what area of your body are you lacking oxygen. Because the cell, remember that in school? The cell needs oxygen to survive, or to be able to carry those nutritions. Well, I told you I was gonna let the doctors talk to you. Let's hear from Dr. Prince right now.
Every cell in your body requires oxygen to produce ATP. ATP stands for adenyl triphosphate. That's your energy units. When you have energy, you're producing ATP. So when I'm running and competing, I produce ATP. That gives me the energy and ability to run and compete and to win my races. If my cells don't have oxygen, then I can't create ATP. And what happens is you wind up developing acid or lactic acid. So you know how when you're running and you run for a long time, you start feeling that burn in your legs? That means you just used up your ATP, and now it's switching over to the lactic acid system. Your body doesn't do good with acid. In fact, it's been proven that disease cannot survive in an alkaline body, right? But it thrives in an acidic body. Why? Because the more alkaline your body is, the more oxygen rich your fluid is. And the more acidic your body is, the more oxygen deprived your body is.
Oxygen rich, oxygen deprived. We need to know that. We need to know, is my body oxygen rich, or is my body oxygen deprived? The second thing that we're going to talk about today that's causing diseases, or root cause, are mucus and parasites. Oh my God, look at this picture. This just looks terrible. Could it be that I've got some kind of worm going through my intestines? Could it be I've got mucus buildup because I've been eating cooked food? Well, let's hear the doctors again.
Once your body becomes acidic, you start leaching calcium from your bones. So wait, you're telling me that the milk I've been drinking all my life that was marketed to me that it would do my body good is actually causing me to lose calcium, which means at some point I'm going to develop osteoporosis from the long-term milk consumption. That's exactly what I'm telling you. The mucus in your system that you're getting from the dairy is actually causing what we call malabsorption. Malabsorption. Let me explain malabsorption. You're seeing a person who's not skinny, they're overweight. No, that means they've been eating, right? But they're malnourished. They're malnourished because the nutrients are not getting into the bloodstream because of the mucus buildup in their system. So we think that a person malnourished is someone who's looking skinny and frail. No, that's not the malnourished. The malnourished is the person who's looking, plump, juicy, obese. So we have to understand that a lot of stuff that we learn, we have to unlearn it. And then we have to relearn some new stuff because our life depends on it. And then also a lot of the processed foods, that's what's messing us up as well. The body knows whole food, because you're made of nutrients, you're made of vitamins, you're made of minerals. So what you're made of, the body recognizes. But when you start eating processed food, what we call the Frankenstein food, when you start eating that Frankenstein food, your body doesn't know what you're putting in it. It doesn't know it. If it doesn't know it, it can't process it. It can't digest it. It can't assimilate it, and it can't digest it. So that means that it can only do one thing: store. It stores these chemicals in fat tissue. That's why you get the weight gain in the butt, in the hips, the waist, the arms. That's nothing but stored waste in your body. As long as that waste keeps on building up in your body, yeah, it's keeping it out of your organ system. So I'm gonna be honest with you, being able to gain weight is a blessing, because if you couldn't gain weight, then the waste will be dumped into your organ systems much sooner than later.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Prince. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I remember back in the day, I didn't like regular milk. I only wanted it if I could put some Nestle's Quick in it, because I wanted it to be chocolatey and sweet. Well, milk doesn't do a body good. And then we're heating all this food up and it's causing this mucus buildup. But Dr. Prince, he really helped us here. But let's hear from Dr. Rita. Check her out.
Mucus and parasites. This is one of my favorite. A lot of people say to me, well, Dr. Rita, only dogs and cats have worms. You may have a pet that needs to be dewormed or whatever. No, humans, we have mucus, we have parasites, and we have worms. We have whipworm, tapeworm, roundworm, giardia, hookworm, coccidia. All of these parasites and worms are in our body. Well, you may say, well, Dr. Rita, how do they get in our body? How do these things get in our body? Well, they get in our body because we're consuming animal protein. Animal protein contain all of these parasites, and when we consume animal protein, these parasites and worms are in our body. I want you to do a test. If you're out there and you still eat meat, I want you to go to your refrigerator, take out a lamb chop, take out a pork chop, take out some hamburger, whatever type of meat you have, and pour Coca-Cola or Pepsi on it. It's an experiment. And in that experiment, you're going to see worms and parasites come out of that meat. So that's how these things get into our body if we're consuming animal protein. And again, this is a reason that disease affects our body. Lack of oxygen and a buildup of mucus and parasites. All of this can be reversed with a detox, with raw food and alkaline, making sure that our body pH, our blood pH is alkaline. We'll talk about that more.
Now, y'all know Dr. Rita just messed us up. Okay? She just messed us up. Taking your meat, put it in the sink, pour Pepsi and Coke on it. I don't want to see the worms come out. Come on, what do you have in your refrigerator right now? I'm just saying, we love pork chops, we love beef, we love all that kind of stuff. That just messes you up. But get this, the truth of the matter, I'm a minister, guys, and the Bible says what you shall know the truth and the truth shall make you free. Well, come on, let's get some freedom today and realize that we're doing this to our bodies and we're intaking all of this ourselves. Here's the third thing, toxicity. What do you have to say about toxicity, Dr. Rita?
Number 3 root cause, toxicity. We are a community of processed foods, fast foods. On every block, we have either a McDonald's, a Chick-fil-A, or a Burger King. Along with that, we have dialysis centers. So our primary issue in disease states is that very important organs like our liver, our lungs, our gut, our skin need to be detoxed. Those toxins need to be released. And when they are released, we are able to really reverse a lot of disease states.
I mean, I'm with you, Paula G. Paula G say, I want to be free. Yeah, see all of this stuff, but we didn't know this. We didn't have this information. So we've got to understand that we've got to get rid of these root causes. We've got to become more oxygen rich. We've got to get rid of the mucus and the parasites. We got to get rid of the lack of the nutrients. And we've got to realize that some of us are deficient in certain foods that we have. And now that I understand that even when I cook my food, I'm cooking out the nutrients. And as a result, what are we experiencing? Muscle weakness, chronic diseases, bone pain, sweaty palms and hands, and all this kind of stuff, constant respiration, hypertension, everything because of the lack of vitamins.
This is a big one. You know, I tell people I'm seeing more patients with thyroid issues. Wasn't very common when I was in medical school about 30 years ago or 36 years ago, but deficiencies, even deficiencies like vitamin D. You know, vitamin D deficiency has a lot of symptoms, causes a lot of concerns for our health: muscle weakness, chronic kidney disease, respiratory problems, bone pain, even infertility. We're seeing a lot of infertile couples, and just a correction in a vitamin D deficiency can make and improve fertility rates. Hypertension, skin disorders like psoriasis.
So what do we have to do? We've got to make the necessary changes. I want my body, and I remember, and I told you this earlier, the first bioscan that I took, my body was acidic. I did one thing that we're going to share with you tonight that I challenge you to partake of, and it moved my body from being acidic to being alkaline.
When we look at our blood pH should be more alkaline. And again, when we look at the root cause, even in acidity, we see foods like dairy, cheese, eggs, poultry, red meat. A lot of these foods are acidic. And when we have an acidic blood pH, we have disease. So again, going to the right side of the screen, incorporating fruits, vegetables, all of these types of foods can allow our blood pH to be alkaline, and that root cause of so many diseases can be reversed. You know, fruit gets a really bad rap, you know, in medical school, in training. You know, we're always counseling our patients not to eat a lot of fruit. It's high in sugar, right? But fruits and vegetables are what we are lacking. That's what we're lacking, and that's what causes typically an acidic pH of our body.
Now, here's what I want you to do, because I know you were listening to Dr. Rita, so you didn't really get a chance to look at this chart. I want you to focus on here for a second, because if we make changes right here, we make changes in our whole body. How many of you, look at column 3. Anybody eating anything over there or have eaten anything over there? Column number 4, 5, and 6. Most of us have lived 3 through 6. And a lot of us are not even hardly doing enough in column 7, water. But if we lived and put our diet more on 8, 9, and 10, it's going to make the difference in our lives. I have people, when I do a bioscan, I say, do you understand what it means to be acidic or alkaline? Everybody doesn't understand it. They've heard the terms, but they may not know what it really means. And you know, I'm an educator because I want people to know. So I give them an example. My example is this. I think somebody has your mic unmuted. If you'll mute yourself, we hear some little background noise. Thank you. And somebody can take care of that for me. I greatly appreciate it. But here's the thing about the alkaline and the acidic. How many of you ever gone to the store and bought a Duracell battery? Right. What does it say in the package? It says alkaline battery. And so when you take the Duracell and you put it in your player or wherever you're using it for, your flashlight or whatever, and you leave it on, it's powerful. It gives you the rays that you need. You're playing music, it plays well, but the longer it plays, it starts to slow down because now it has lost its alkalinity. Same way with our bodies. We've lost the alkalinity because of the kinds of foods that we put in our body. And here's what Dr. Prince taught us, that, and Dr. Rita taught us this as well, that disease, no disease, come on, pick one, you name it, no disease can dwell in an alkaline environment. So what does that mean? A person has cancer and they change their diet, diabetes, and they change their diet, lupus, sickle cell, all these things, if they change their diet over to column 7, 8, 9, and 10, disease cells will die. So how many of you are ready to live your best life? I mean, come on, what good is it to travel and you're sick? By the time you get to your journey, you don't even feel good. Or you can't do things with your family. I'm a baby boomer, so we got grandkids, right? And they want to do things, they want to run. You can't run because you're out of breath. And then just to have the time to do things that we want to do, that's living our best life. But here's the thing. Dr. Eric Prince told us, and you're going to hear from him later on this evening, he's told us that you cannot consciously resolve your health issues on the same mental level that you unconsciously use to create them. But here's the thing that I love about this, is today you are moving your brain to a place where you will never be able to go back and say, I don't know. You will never be able to go back because of what you previously learned unconsciously. Because listen, we did some stuff that we had no clue. We didn't know any better. But now you can resolve those things. You can change those things because we're moving to a different mental level. And that's why our flat belly lifestyle is so powerful, because of these products. They help you reset your life. How many of you know God made our bodies to heal itself? And we've got to reset the body so it can do it. So there are 3 products that we want to share with you. And the person who invited you here definitely wants you to partake of them. One of them helps to eliminate excess mucus and parasites. That little critter, he's got to go. He's got to go. We got to get rid of all this mucus buildup over time, because every time we heat our food, it's mucus buildup. And those parasites, Dr. Rita talked about them. I don't want to see them, but anyway, they got to go. Then we want to cleanse the colon, but not just the colon, because I have clients that all the time say, well, I just had a colonoscopy. Excuse me, dude. I'm talking about your whole body. You got toxins and mucus buildup and plaque buildup in the blood vessels, the organs, the liver, the kidney. They all need to be detoxified. And then we need superfood, because guess what? I love spinach, but I love it steamed. But guess what? When I steam it, I have just pulled out the nutrients from the spinach, when I should be eating it raw on my salad so I can get the nutrients that are there in the spinach. So many other foods are the same way. So we've added superfoods to this because they're rich in vitamins and minerals that many of us are missing. Our Melissa Boston, she wrote a book called The Proverbs Diet. And one of the things that she teaches is that herbs and botanicals are living things. So think of them as allies instead of consumables. Each person has a particular plant ally we can get to know and will come to our aid when we need it. Some of us were raised that way, where your parent, when something went wrong, they went to the garden, they went to the ground. I remember a grandparent going and get the aloe vera plant, putting it on your body when you had a rash or something, you get cut or something. They didn't go get medicine, they went to the garden. So these superfoods, oh my goodness, so many different things that are going to replenish vitamins and minerals. And I often meet people that are already herbal type of individuals, and they'll have some of these things already in their cabinet. So it's really, really exciting when I talk to them. So here's our challenge. There is a 21-day raw cleanse. Yes, you heard me right. You're going raw for 21 days. Out of all 365 days a year, can't you give 21 days to reset your body and go raw? Raw means no meat. Raw means no cooked food. Everything's raw. And these 3 products are going to go in there. We're going to talk later about the regimen, and you have somebody to come up and share with you how they've done their regimen. It becomes a system that you just got to put in place. But listen, this is your body. And then if you decide you don't want to go 21 days, because I know some of y'all in your head, you're already saying, I can't do no 21 days. Okay, I got you. 7 days. But I'm telling you, 21 days really gets the job done. But if you just can't do 21, or maybe you don't have 21 days available right now, then get started with a 7-day cleanse. Same products, just less of them, doing the same things raw. Yeah, it's still raw. But then you might be even that first person. That phase 1, I got to get you mentally there first, right? So then let's go plant focus. Plant focus, and we'll give you some plant belly coffee and some bitters tea and the gummies, and you can start paying more intentional attention to what you're eating. All right? I think we have another person that's got some background noise. Somebody can take care of that for me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But here's the thing about all 3 of these phases. You're not by yourself. You will do it for yourself, but you will not do it by yourself. We're a community, just like we have this here. And just like a little bit later, Dr. Prince is going to come on and he's going to share and Q&A and answer your questions. Maybe you've already started one of the phases. Maybe you're going through something right now. You're having a little difficulty. Listen, we got a Facebook page. We got a Flat Belly Lifestyle page. We got ebooks to help you be able to know what's going to happen before it happens. We're going to cheer you on. We're going to be your greatest cheerleader. We got wellness coaches that will be there texting you, calling you, emotional support. We even got people posting their recipes, their plant-based recipes, their raw recipes. Man, I fixed a meal one day during the 21-day cleanse, and it was with walnuts. Soaked the walnuts, put them in the refrigerator overnight, took them out, put them in the blender, added some garlic powder and some paprika and some garlic sea salt, mixed it all together, added some onions and some mushrooms, blended that all together, scooped it out after it was done, put it on a bed of lettuce, and my husband thought it was tuna. And that was amazing for him. He thought it was tuna. It was so delicious. So there really are some good recipes and some meals out there that you can have that are raw, that are excellent. And then there's some even restaurants, but we'll let you know, there are some things you got to watch out for. So it's fun. We got to make it fun. We're going to make it effective. That's the beauty of this, is you're going to hear real live testimonies, and we give you all the tools that you need. I mean, here's the testimony right here. This lady here is our chief sales officer. She was the first person to do this 21-day cleanse. She has been our example. She's our poster child. Let me let you know for sure, because I'm telling you, it's amazing. So many other testimonies. So many other testimonies. I mean, look at these are real pictures, guys. Real people with real testimonies. Now, so you need to pick your phase. You need to get started, because I'm going to stop sharing in just a minute. And I know that I've got some people that are here on the line that I'm going to open up to let them come and share with you real life testimonies. But before I do that, I want you to remember this right here, because today, this is going to end. See, if there was ever a time you should do this Flat Belly Lifestyle 2.0, it's right now. Because the price just dropped for this weekend. We just had our legacy conference, and this package that has gone down will only be this price until midnight tonight. You won't have this kind of sale from Wakana until Black Friday. But why not get started? And matter of fact, we're challenging everybody. So let's do a 21-day cleanse or 7-day cleanse, whatever you're going to do. Let's do it together, a company-wide cleanse. I told my husband, I said, I'm going to do this because I need to go down some more, right? before Thanksgiving. So here's the challenge. Here is the thing. Here is the special that's going on right now. And I'm going to stop sharing in a minute, but take a picture of this. You see the price there. It says sale price, $279.95. But guess what? Take another 10% off of that. And then the 7-day cleanse, $109.95. Take another. See, it says sale, save an extra 10%. That brings the price down to about $252 for the 21-day and about $99 for the 7-day. Amazing. You can go and place your order right now, but get back with the person who invited you because you don't want to miss out on this. Now, I'm going to stop sharing. We're going to see two things. Do we have any questions? We're going to see if we have some people that will share their testimony with us tonight. So I'm going to just kind of open it up. If you are here and you want to share testimony with somebody on here that's brand new, they may have never heard this before, I want you to just unmute yourself and come on board and share.
Hi, Dr. Ross.
Okay, who is that?
Erica Padmore.
Hey, Erica. Oh, man. Okay. Now, y'all listen. I saw her picture during the Legacy Conference. All right. I think she got a little award there. All right. But listen, this lady just finished her 21-day cleanse. Erica, help us out.
Well, I'm very happy that I did it. And I want to thank you because I had to call you a couple of times during the cleanse to ask questions, you know, and that type of thing. So it's so amazing that you do have people and coaches that you can depend on and call. But for me, you know, I had most of my weight go into my gut. And so I got rid of a lot of waste, I guess. So my stomach shrunk significantly. I did go to my doctor to get some checkups and things like that because I did have my bioscan done. So I knew I was having issues, fatty liver, you know, stuff going on in my heart, all of those types of things. And I saw all of that on the bioscan. When I went to my doctor, she said, oh, by the way, last time you were here, you were pre-diabetic. You're now normal.
Woo! Amazing.
So the nurse actually asked me, wow, because I was, you know, some of you know, most of you don't, that, you know, my story, I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer in October of 2019. And that's how I came to Wakana, because I was looking for products to help me with pain. So, you know, so one thing led to the next. And then now I'm in the business. Now I'm a wellness coach, really wanting to help people who are going through similar things that I did. But I'm very grateful to the products, not only just this amazing 21-day detox. And I'm gonna tell you guys, you can do it. I mean, it seems like I couldn't believe when it was time, it was up. I was like, wow, it went by quickly. I mean, it seemed like 21 days is a lot, but as Dr. Ross says, 21 days out of 365 days to do something to change your life, your health. 2023 is upon us. It's the best gift you can give yourself, you know, for the holidays. I mean, me personally, I like to do things that make sense. So for me, I'm always going to say, okay, let me look at the business side of it, because if I'm going to buy the product, I might as well get paid on it. That's just me. But, and then I'm able to write it off as a tax deduction. But for me, you know, the cleanse was amazing. I still have got a lot more to go. I need to probably get rid of about 30, 40 pounds, but I was really overweight. I'm only 5 feet. I was at 201. When I was done, I was at 190. Some people would lose way more than I did, but I was very happy with my results. And of course, going to the doctor and getting all of my blood work done and all of those things done, and really, not really having a whole lot. Pressure was fine, cholesterol a little high, and that's slightly working on that, of course, with changing my diet. I'm doing the post detox regimen right now, but it's an amazing program, guys. Don't cheat yourself. I mean, you can't do 21, I say 7, but it takes 21 days to change a habit. And 21 days is that magic number that you're going to see some real results. So, you know, love yourself enough to do it, if not for you, for somebody else that you love and care about, because, you know, we have an opportunity to take our health into our own hands. We don't have to take the diagnosis that the doctor gave us and just, you know, and take that as like, we can't change that, right? I mean, I was facing a doctor's diagnosis of stage 3 breast cancer that had metastasized to my lymph nodes. And the doctors are like, you need to do something right now, because, you know, we need to cut it off. We need to get rid of everything. We need to do all this stuff because, you know, you're looking at, you could go to stage 4. 3 years later, I'm still here, thank God. And I just decide to do things holistically. And the Wakana products have been an amazing blessing. This company has been an amazing blessing to me. The education that I'm receiving here as a wellness coach, how to eat for your blood type, the bioscan. I'm telling you guys, do yourself. If you've ever been interested in becoming a wellness coach, ask about that today, because I mean, it is a way that you can generate some income, but also a way that you can educate yourself, help your community, and change a whole lot of lives. So thank you, Dr. Ross.
Amazing, amazing. I mean, and there's something key that she just said. Got that waist. See, some of you might be skinny mini, okay? Maybe you ain't got to lose no weight. I understand. But something Dr. Prince says, those of us who have a little fat on our bones, at least when the tissues get messed up and the disease, it goes to the fat. Now, if you're skinny, it goes straight to the organs. So you really need to get checked no matter who you are, no matter what size you are. And the fact that, like with Phyllis wasn't a really big person, but her cholesterol dropped 51 points. Erica just said it, was a diabetic, talking about pre-diabetic. I hate that word pre anything. Don't give me no medicine because I'm pre. But now to go back to the doctor, and the doctor's amazed, basically. Let's just say it what it is, because all they want to do is, you know, give us some medicine. I mean, I'm not saying, you know, medication does what it does, but let's come on. There are other options.
She's now interested in becoming a wellness coach. I sent her some information.
Okay.
And
There
she
we
was
go.
so
Come on,
amazed.
man.
She's like, what are you doing? So yes, thank you.
Awesome. Awesome.
Dr. Ross.
Congratulations. Yes. All
Yes.
right. Marilyn. Yeah.
Yes. I'm just sitting here listening to Erica, and I'm just super excited because I want to dovetail on something that she said, and that is 21 days will make a habit. I was one of those in the category of being pretty much okay. I weighed about 130 pounds. I'm 5'5". But I went on the 21-day cleanse back in January of this year. 21 days. When I came off of that cleanse, I had no desire for chicken, turkey, any type of red meat. And here I was, a person who was eating chicken every day. I had to have chicken on my salad every day. When I came off that cleanse, I had no desire for any chicken. And I did lose 8 pounds of waste, all in my gut. So yes, I did go down to 122. But here's the clincher, everybody. I just had my annual exam last week, did my blood work, did the urine analysis. It came back. I'm sitting in the doctor's office. She's looking at the report, and she can't even hardly speak. She said, for your age, this is incredible. You have no health issues at all. None. Everything was normal. Everything. And all I could do was just sit there. And she said, what are you doing? And I said, it's not eating any meat. It's doing our 21-day cleanse. I did say Wakana's 21-day cleanse. And I said, I just came off of the 7-day cleanse. And she said, this is amazing for somebody who is your age. And yes, I'm 71 years old. Will be 72
I was going to tell you to say it. Come on now.
Oh, you look amazing.
Well, thank you. She was speechless. She's just looking through the report. She's saying, there's got to be something here. I said, Dr. Faye, I call her affectionately Dr. Faye. I said, I'm healthy because I don't eat meat. I do a cleanse, I detox, I drink alkaline water. I eat as much raw as I possibly can to eliminate the mucus and the parasites. So here I am, everybody, a living, walking testimony. You have to do this. You have to do this.
Oh man, oh man. Listen, guys. If you're here for the very first time, you are hearing live testimonies. You're hearing people that when we first saw this, it was all new to all of us. But we made a decision to make a turn. All right, who's next? I see Paula G.
Dr. Roz, this is Faith Clark. And
Okay, Faith, go ahead.
let me just say that a couple of months ago, I felt called out on the call because I just went through colon cancer surgery. That happened in May. I was diagnosed. They took me into surgery earlier than I thought. And that was simply because they wanted to get this cancer out of my body. Well, as it ended up, and I'm always amazed by how the doctors will say, well, we just want to make sure it's not going to go any further. Well, they wanted me to do chemo after my surgery. And I was like, well, I don't understand why. I had started the 21-day cleanse. And when they introduced chemo as an option for me, I said, you know what? I think I will just get on a plane from North Carolina, go to Chicago and see Dr. Prince. And so I had the first scan with Dr. Prince. From there, the things that came up for me were excess plaque on my arterial left ventricle. I'm still learning all the different terms, but you know, there wasn't a whole lot in my body that meant that I needed to go through chemo, and I was absolutely refusing to do so. When I went back to meet someone who wanted me to do chemo, she looked at me and she said, "You look fantastic." I don't know why we would do chemo on you. You don't look anywhere near someone who needs chemo. So we're going to do CT scans. That was my introduction. Let me just say, I did lose weight over the period of time, and I had actually started doing some cleansing before my surgery. I lost 30 pounds. I went from 187. I weighed myself today. I am now 155. That is enough. I've also stopped all of my blood pressure medicine. And that was really, really big for me. It was historical for me because that was what my family passed from. Strokes, respiratory heart failure, all having to do with blood pressure. But I'm not having those problems. I am now at a point where I have not eaten any meat for over 3 months.
Wow.
I do raw cleanses. I do incorporate a part the juices weekly. It doesn't matter. I'm always going to have the juice in my refrigerator. My commitment was to do the 21-day cleanse every 6 months and to also do a 7-day cleanse every month. But I've expanded it so that at least every day I take a juice and I eat raw.
Wow.
Thank you for allowing me to share.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. And see, the thing about it, guys, is it starts with making a decision. And that's all you're hearing over and over again here today. It's not that anybody walked into this with our eyes open thinking, oh, this is just going to be a breeze, it's going to be easy. But you want to take control of your health. And so what you're hearing are people that made a decision to go for it. Now, I saw Paula G earlier. Paula G, were you coming on, or who else? Anybody else want to share?
Paula want to share.
All right, Paula, go ahead.
Okay. So I want to let you know that the 21 day worked for me. Now I went on that 21 day but let me tell you, honey, I love my Lay's potato chips, my Butterfinger, my Mr. God, good bar, honey, and all my candy bars, my Twizzlers, honey. Yes, I did, honey. I'm enjoying all of that. My bacon, my fried pork chop. Yes, I did. So and then I was on high blood pressure medicine, and I was shooting myself with insulin every day and twice on Thursday. And then I was taking cholesterol pills. All them pills, that was just too much for me. So the 21 day, during that 21 day, I lost all taste for all of that kind of stuff. Yes, I did. And like I said before one time, that I think something in there addicting. I wanted to do another. I did another 21 days. I went to my primary physician. He said, "What you doing?" I said, "Honey, I'm eating right. Nutritional, eating my fruits and my vegetables, going raw, cleansing my body for me. I don't want no more pills." He said, "I don't have to give you no more either." Glory, hallelujah. Yes, so I feel good and I look good. I'm energized. I got a personal trainer 3 times a week, baby. Yes, I was hula hooping off there on the lake with everybody. Yes, I was. Now I hula hoop at home virtually. Yes, so
You go, girl.
take care of your body, baby, so it can be here a lot longer and look good. Yeah, so that's my
Thank you.
story.
Thank you,
Love it,
Paula.
Miss Paula G. Love it, love it.
Yes. About
Now,
to go
here's
on
something.
another 21 day too. 21 day or 7 day. I got to decide because I want to do it with somebody.
Oh, we're finna
One of
do it
my,
with the whole company.
well, whenever we get started,
I
I'm
didn't hear her
ready.
say it when we started. So she said it was
I
going to be,
know.
we had to be done by Thanksgiving. So we probably starting November the 1st. I'm just saying, or we
Okay,
start,
hey.
we got to get our product. So probably November the 1st. I'm just saying, I hadn't heard that yet, but I know 21 days got to be done before Thanksgiving. So that's probably November the 1st. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Faith, I'm in. Okay. Now, here's something Paula G said that I want to address. You can go through this cleanse and it changes your palate. See, when your palate gets changed, some of the things you thought you had to have. And let me say something about when you say you got to have something. Do you understand what that means? That means you're the slave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, y'all don't like that word. See, we've been emancipated. But when you got to have certain things, you are a slave to that particular thing. I got to have my Cokes. I got to have, all this stuff we got to have. Understand, and don't misunderstand me. I'm that same person. Certain things I just want to have. My husband, he got to have his Turtles candy. Okay, but the thing is, the 21 days, as Marilyn said, it puts you in a place where because you can develop a habit and it changes your palate where it's not difficult. You don't want it anymore. You don't have to force yourself to not do that particular thing. And everybody's body is different. So everybody has different results. That's why we let you hear from so many different people. Because I had a situation around day 16. Yeah, it was around day 16. I wanted a cracker. I just wanted a cracker. If I could have found a cracker in the house, because see, what I did is I took out everything I wasn't supposed to have. So I could not be tempted. But I wanted a cracker so bad. And if I could have found a cracker, I'd have blew the whole thing. I called one of the coaches. I called Phyllis. I said, I want a cracker. I don't know what's going on, why I'm craving a cracker so bad. She said, you're wanting something crunchy. Go get you some celery and just crunch. I went in the refrigerator because I had celery, pulled it out, just crunched about 2 or 3 times, and the craving left. So see, our body desires certain things, and we've been programming it unconsciously to want certain things, and now you got to retrain it. You start here mentally retraining yourself, and then you move forward. All right, let's see. Do we have anybody else that wants to share a testimony? Anybody else want to share a testimony?
Hi, Dr. Roz. This is Bertha.
Hey, Bertha.
After listening to everyone, I always favor phase 1. And the reason I favor phase 1, because I lost most of my weight on phase 1. By the time I got to phase 2, I start eating vegan, more plant-based. And by the time I made it to phase 3, I was ready for the 21 day. I have not had any meat since Christmas Eve, period. I am a pescatarian. I do eat fish, But I wanted everyone to know I haven't had blood pressure medicine since starting with Kana in June, October. My doctor took me off of my hypertension medicine. So there's so many valuables here, so many things worth fighting for. And our health is one of them, because we all know without health, we have nothing.
Wow. Wow. And as she said that, let me make a disclaimer. We never tell anybody to get off their medications. So if you're here and you're on medications, but what happened? Here's what happens. When your body starts feeling better, when you go to the doctor and he tells you, I have a godmother who's been on insulin for I don't know how long, and she started using Wakana products. And I said, go to your doctor, tell me what you're gonna do. He gave her the okay. She started using our hemprane, and this is before the cleanse. He reduced her insulin. Now, because she's doing so well, she only takes it when she feels like. Now she's gone further than what the doctor said. Why? Because she's seeing results. And when you start seeing results, you start wanting to do better. Thank you so much, Bertha. Well, man, that's exciting. That is so exciting. All right, anybody else? I see so many wonderful people that are on here who I know have testimonies.
Hey,
Anybody else?
can you hear me?
Hey, yes, sir.
All right, Gerald West here.
Okay, now this man right here, y'all, look. He's another poster child. He's on the male side, poster child. He has made such a transition and a transformation in his body that I think his wife is ready to go down the aisle again and say, I do.
I love it, and it's definitely for our legacy. And that's what I'm hearing from everyone. All these youngsters that are on the line, all these renewed vessels, these renewed beings that are on the line, we're gathered together with each other because we're agreeing that we deserve a long-lasting, healthy existence. And I'm going to just piggyback on basically everyone. I used to be a massive burger eater, like at least 2 to 3 times a day. I probably wouldn't even eat until after 11 o'clock because I knew that no restaurants was dishing out no burgers until that time. And this was my habit probably like right after my mother left the house to go to work, basically. So it was myself, and McDonald's became my mother probably, I don't know, 15 years old. I'm 41 today. It's easy for me to say I'm in the best shape that I can remember at this time. Had some people over to the house yesterday that haven't seen me in, I don't know, maybe 2-3 years. And that shock value that I'm starting to see consistently on people's faces is very polar opposite of when I was my most rotund, which was about 380, about 380. I'm 6'8", so it was very deceptive. However, my heart wasn't deceived. And however, my lungs weren't deceived. My body was telling me the truth every single day, even though I could kind of play with that look being so tall. And at this point, I was looking at some pictures of myself, my aunt saying at about 9 years old, in my most true form. I was just lanky. I was just long. And at this point, understanding that what we're doing with our bodies is resetting our bodies, and we're basically hopping in a time machine and we're going backwards to the place where we came out at, which was perfection. And that's where we're at. That's where I'm at. If you're on the line and you're thinking about it, stop thinking and start pressing the button.
So, brother, don't go anywhere yet, because I think I might need your help to do something. Because I want to talk about there are people on here, and my couple of co-hosts keep on the lookout for Dr. Prince. Let me know whenever he pops on. But think about this. Tell me, because we've got people that are getting ready to do a cleanse. Maybe it's their first time, and I want to talk about the regimen. I want to talk about the regimen. I'm going to post it here on the screen here, and because we want to help people understand what we're talking about. What do you have to do during this cleanse? And can you help me out here and just kind of tell me how you put this together, how you organize this? What do you do?
Honestly, what I did was Dr. Prince let us know that the listing was already perfected. So what I did was stay obedient. I decided to be obedient. At the very bottom, there's a listing of things like chlorophyll and aloe vera juice and those little things that you want to make sure that you add. It's the little things that really,
Right here,
really,
the
really.
flaxseed oil.
Yeah, the flaxseed oil. You know, you don't want to read thoroughly the ladies, 16 ounces, do the 16, fellas, do the 24. Yes, it's 3 times a day. No, you will not be full. I mean, yes, you will be full, fellas. You will not want anything as long as we're giving ourselves that exact the exact ounces that were prescribed by Dr. Prince. It's a cinch. So literally, it's very simple. You know, in the morning on your first day, we're literally yes, alkaline water for sure, like at 4 and 8 ounces. Yes indeed. But we want to make sure that we're hitting everything verbatim. So we want to make sure that for our midday snacks that we're doing things like our nuts, but we're not having a whole bunch. I understand I could sit and eat them all day myself. You know, we want to make sure that we're focusing on everything that this list is saying. We want to make sure that we're indulging in the veggie juices, just because that's what it says to do. Now, if you're doing your 3 weeks, of course, Delight and the other 2 juices, me, myself, I just went all in with the veggie. It was all good. It was all good in the hood to me. However, there are other variants of juices that we can delight in and have at it. The greener, the better, for sure. I love my cayenne pepper to kick it off and give me a little extra kick. And please be careful with ginger. This was actually my first time really messing around with ginger. And it's one of the most spicy things out. It really, because I was a spicy chicken eater as well. So that ginger, it gave me that spice. It satiated. Dr. Raj was talking about how mentally, how we might fixate on something. You was looking for that crunch. I was looking for spices, you know, and at that time, our garlic fire, I had to step back from the garlic fire for a little bit. So the ginger was, it hit perfectly, you know. So we just want to make sure that we listen to who created this, and then we stay very much obedient and we read very well, and we stick to the script. If you stick to the script, it's so easy. It's so simple. It's so simple.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So listen, guys, if you're here and this is your first go round for this, we want you to be sure that you understand it's a detox where you're juicing, not smoothies, juicing. And so you're taking the fruits and vegetables. So you gotta first and foremost have a what? Juicer. Now, if you don't have a juicer, you can buy your juice. I got Queen Elizabeth on here. She'll tell you she's got persons that she just buys her juice from because she didn't want to do the juicing. But you're juicing, but you can eat. Yes, you're going to eat salad. And you're going to eat raw recipes. And that's why I said you're doing it for yourself, but you're not by yourself. And when you hit our website, I was just looking at it earlier today because we're getting ready to start another 21-day cleanse. And I was just looking at some of the wonderful recipes, beautiful salads, oh my goodness, that are like out of this world that you would never think about trying. And people are making their own dressing. Yes, because you can have dressing, but it must be non-dairy. I tell people, if you can't see through it, you can't have it. You can't see through Thousand Island. You can't see through French. You can't see through ranch. So it's got to be non-dairy. I heard somebody saying something.
That was me laughing, Dr. Roz, laughing. You got to be able to see through it. I'll just give you my testimony because I did the 21-day cleanse a year ago, January, whenever, and I'm about to start again tomorrow because last week I was in London, and that's why you didn't see me working out. Yay! So, but I did, fish and chips. Fish and chips are not my friend. they tasted good the first time, and then the second time and or the third time, no. And then I got bloated and it did not feel good. So I came back and started a little bit of the cleanse, but now tomorrow I go full force, as Gerald just said, with all the instructions. And yes, I do have a person that I am helping to earn her living by purchasing my juices from her. And that's how I work it, because me and the kitchen are not necessarily the best friends. So that's how I do.
So it's okay. So see, it's you do what's easiest for you, what works for your lifestyle.
Right.
But I want to show you what Gerald was talking about.
And I did follow, I gave my girl the recipes. And so she was able to make my juices according to those.
Okay. So let's take a look at those, what we're talking about. So we always tell people to start right here with the green red juice.
Right.
If you're doing 3 weeks, you start with the green red juice. As Gerald said, some people, they only do the green red juice. But as he also said, the greener the better, because every one of these juices has certain things in it, and all of these things are important. I've been on phone calls with Dr. Prince and Sharon, and we've had people that are, let's say they're dealing with certain issues or maybe on dialysis. Well, they need things that are going to help with the development and the regeneration or the reversal of that kidney, right? So this green red juice, as Gerald was talking about, there's that ginger, a sliver of ginger, a half a lemon with a peel, 1 or 2 red apples, celery sticks. All this is right here in black and white. And then here's the rest of it. Add carrots. Now, this particular recipe is for your 16 ounces. You're making 16 ounces for women, 24 ounces for men. Now, we've got another list that tells you how much you could buy for the whole week. But you have to do what works for your lifestyle. For me, when I was doing it for me and my husband, I could only juice 2 or 3 days ahead of time, right? Because it was a lot of juicing. I'm just saying, okay? And then here's the other juices. The recipes are here. There is no guesswork. That's what's beautiful about this. So when you go to the grocery store and you're getting this, if you're going to do this Veggie Delight juice for 3 days, then multiply 3 times everything you see here. If you're going to do the True Green juice for 3 days, 4 days, whatever, 5 days, get your mason jars. Prepare. It takes preparation. Let me say that again. It takes preparation. If you get it into a system. I know Eric and I had this conversation. You got to get a system going. Now, let me show you the full regimen as we were just briefly looking over it. But here it is. No guesswork. You're going to get this information if you're just starting it. Put it everywhere. Put it up on the refrigerator. Put it up on the cabinets. Put it up so you can look at it until it becomes a system for you and it's not difficult. Now, sometimes I find out when people read it, they overthink it a little bit. They do make it harder than it is, because it says here about the eliminator and the regenerator to mix it into your water or your juice. Okay, here it's simple, guys. That eliminator, 1 teaspoon, you're making your juice. When you get ready to drink that juice, now don't put it in there before and put it in the refrigerator, but when you get ready to drink that juice, put the eliminator in your juice. It's in your juice, okay? The regenerator, 2 teaspoons. Those are teaspoons, put it in your juice. Your flaxseed oil, put it in your juice. That makes it so simple. Everything is going in the juice. Your 16 ounces for the ladies, your 24 ounces for the men. And then you're gonna eat some fruit. That's for your breakfast. So your breakfast is you get up, bam, alkaline water. That's it. You're hitting that. Then you're drinking your juice and you're eating a piece of fruit. And all fruits are on the table, even regardless of what your blood type is. Because during the cleanse, you're not having to worry about the blood type. After the cleanse is when you're going to focus on eating according to your blood type and staying away from those things, because you're going to get it all out of you anyway. All right. But not from, you see, it says not from the can. No, don't be bringing no peaches from the can and all this other kind of stuff, canned fruits with all that syrup and sugar. Then 2.5, 3 hours, based on your schedule. What time do you get up? Some people don't get up at 12. Some people get up at 4. Some people get up at 6. But you base it on your schedule. And then you get you a snack. Gerald said it. You will not be hungry. I've seen grown men, I mean big grown men, thinking that they couldn't do this and they're going to be wanting to be hungry. Not when you got to drink 24 hours of this juice, 24 ounces of this juice. And then you get a snack. You see the snack? Now, Gerald mentioned about the nuts. Just a handful of nuts, ladies and gentlemen, because you know we can go down with some nuts. We can have Dr. Prince says, get you one of them small sandwich bags, and only 3 kinds: walnuts, pecans, or almonds. Not honey roasted, not salted, not, you know what I'm saying, okay? Walnuts, pecans, or almonds. Now you can have some seeds, some pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, and sunflower seeds, and water. Water, 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 water. Okay, for all you folks don't like water, you're gonna start loving it. Just pray, say, God, help me to love this water. He will do that. Then for lunch, another juice, whatever that juice is you're drinking for that week, the same juice. You can do this if you want to mix it up and have all 3 juices, but that's really a whole lot of work. But I'm just saying the same juice that first week, another juice the second week, and the third juice the third week. Here's another juice. Now, what are you doing to that juice? You're going to add a dash of cayenne pepper. Somebody, Gerald mentioned that. Gives that little kick, right? For those of you that like your spicy food, you're from New Orleans, you're from Louisiana, wherever you're from, and you like your spice. Okay, here's your spice. We got you. And then a salad. See, I've talked to people and they are used to cleansing, but they only do a juice cleanse. And what I learned from Dr. Prince is that the raw food goes in there like a broom and sweeps through the intestines. So be creative. One of the things that I had to have was creativity. I couldn't be bored. I did not want the same kind of salad for 21 days. So I had to be creative. Kale salad. See, you see there's some creativity here. But as I said, that's why the Flat Belly Lifestyle Facebook page is so valuable, because you will see other people and their creations and you will say, I'm going to try that. Or you will post and say, well, tell me what the ingredients are. And everybody's really generous to share. And then you're going to take 2 teaspoons of your superfood, put it in your juice. Every time you drink your juice, you're using the superfoods, because we're getting those minerals and nutrients. And I'm telling you, when you get that next bioscan, you're going to see the difference. Then you got to have a mid-afternoon snack. Get the snacks in. And then by the time you get to dinner, I hear this all the time. I'm so full, I don't want another salad. Get the salad, because it's working. It's not about are you full, are you hungry or not. It's about the purpose behind it, to go in there and sweep through your intestines, clean you out. So then here's time for your third juice. And this time, as Gerald said, don't miss this: the liquid chlorophyll, the aloe vera juice, and another dash of cayenne pepper. You're eating your salad. Now you say, okay, but ain't nobody told you to get no big old plate of salad because you're so full. Just get your little saucer and fix your salad. And then add that superfood to it. And now it's time for that colonic tea. Now, the first day, and the first day only, 4 ounces of the colonic tea, morning and in the evening. And see, it's right here, it's on here. Let's go back to the breakfast. See, it said drink 4 ounces in the morning on the first day only. Now, if you're doing a 7-day, same thing, on the first day only. And then you start drinking it in the evening. And one of the things that I share with people is, if you're a person, maybe you work at night, then you got to adjust that based on your schedule, right? Because you know, like my husband, he would go to work. I would send his tea with him to work, and he'd drink it on the way home from work, so that by the time he needs to go to the bathroom, and what I love about this, it doesn't make you just run to the bathroom immediately for most people, but everybody's body is different, of course. But it does, yeah, you're going to the bathroom because you're getting this junk out of you. And so men are going to consume 72 ounces of the raw vegetable fruit juice daily. That breaks down to 24 ounces 3 times a day. Women are going to drink 48 ounces, which breaks down to 16 ounces 3 times a day. And as it says here, you can either have the same juice for the entire day, or you can mix and match, whichever is your preference. But we know that all of these wonderful testimonies, all of these people that you're hearing testimonies of. If you're here for the very first time and you've never done a 21-day cleanse, I'm opening it up to you. Do you have any questions? We got enough people here to help us answer any of the questions. Faye says, the wonderful thing is you will eliminate first thing in the morning and you restart your day. And that's how it worked for my husband. For my husband, I would give it to him. He would drink it on the way home in the evening, but he would not go until the next morning. Now, my body was different. As soon as I drink the tea, I timed it about 5 hours later, that's when I went to the bathroom. So it works, everybody's body is different. But the one thing that I love, love, love about this cleanse and about this flat belly lifestyle, I've never heard anybody say it didn't work. Now, before I got here, I tried a whole lot of other stuff, and I could name some products. Some of you all would know them. And especially when people tell me, oh, drink this, it's going to give you energy. None of them gave me energy because I already got energy. So it took a whole lot to give me more energy than I had. But when I finished this cleanse, I got out the car one day and I was walking to the grocery store and I was just walking like I was walking on air. And it hit me. It's like, man, I feel so light. So, and then we have a regimen to follow after that cleanse so that you can have a post detox because you'll want to know what to do. And we got some new things coming. I cannot wait. That's one of the things that I really need because I need that post because I'm not there yet. I'm not vegan yet. I'm not, I'm working in this household with a man who loves his fried chicken. So are there any questions? Anybody have any questions? You can unmute or you can put it in the chat. Or anybody have another testimony, something they want to share? Let's see.
Dr. Ross, this is Bertha Mines again.
Hey, Bertha, go ahead.
There's one thing I wanted to talk about, that mucus eliminator for people that love coffee and have that withdrawal in the morning. Dr. Prince did mention something about adding the mucus eliminator to your first cup of water in the morning. And it gives you that energy and it takes that sensation away from us when we crave coffee. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's good. That's good.
Repeat that, please.
He said to add the mucus eliminator into your first cup of water in the morning. And it helps with that craving, that nagging feeling, that headache we get from coffee. And I thought that was one of the most amazing things because that was my biggest withdrawal. The first 3 days trying to fight off that sensation for that coffee.
That's a good tip. Now tell me, what does it taste like in water?
To me, it just tastes like a starch. That's it. But it really is bland. It has that sensation like you see the little starchy taste of, yeah, that's it. But it really doesn't have a taste, really.
Yeah.
And I mean,
fantastic.
4 ounces or 8 ounces, just drink it and be through with it. It's
That's
better than
super.
having a headache, put it like that.
All right. So now all of our coffee drinkers that are on here, because I know when, see, I can drink coffee, but I'm not a coffee drinker where I just got to have it craving. But I know some of you got to have your coffee. So now here's your solution. Okay. You put that in the water first thing in the morning, jumpstart your day and eliminate the craving. Because the bottom line is we're going to follow, like Gerald said, we're going to follow it to the T. That's what you make your mind up. I'm not going to deviate. And we're going to help you. We are your team rooting. We are your cheerleaders. We are your everything. Go, you can do it. I had a guy, he just finished his 21 days. He lives in Dallas, Texas. Day 2 on the cleanse, he was finna watch the football game and he said, you mean I can't have my beer when I'm watching the Dallas Cowboys? I say, dude, drink some water and they'll win. Now, unfortunately, they lost their quarterback. But get this, here's the beauty of the story. Later on down, because he's a tequila drinker too, and everybody knew they couldn't believe he was doing 21 days and not gonna drink any tequila. He sent me a picture somewhere around day 16. His blood pressure dropped. lower than it has ever been in his adult life. He was literally amazed. He was sold at that point. They couldn't get him. He would go out with his boys and everything, and they would be ordering this, and they told him, "We going home because you ain't no fun." He did that 21-day cleanse. He lost pounds. He lost weight. His blood pressure is normal. And he said, "I need to have a scan party." My husband and I drove to Dallas to give him a scan party. He started inviting his boys, his frat brothers, and all of them, just because now he knew that this worked. And you've heard the testimonies.